Okay, here we go. Hey, hello everyone. Today, the purpose of the video is to essentially create a time capsule, if you will, of where we're at now with this channel, with Wise Leadership Solutions, with Words from the Wise, and really just this whole experiment we have going on, and kind of talk about what I'm hopeful to see in the next 5 years, right? So I got my little cheat sheet that I'm going to be using. Plus, I'm talking to you all, and I'm doing this video for multiple reasons. Number one, I'm doing this video because I think it'll be an interesting look back to see where we came from, kind of how it all started, and where we hope to see it all go. Two, I want to just kind of put my thoughts in the air, kind of just speak it to power, hopefully give it a little bit of direction. And then three, hopefully my followers, my fans, my people that are watching this, my family, my kids, can just have an idea of what we're trying to do. And then when we get there, hopefully we can look back and we can look at see how we made it all work out, right? It's kind of been my strategy throughout life is to just kind of speak it, visualize it, and then make it happen. And so that's kind of the goal here. And of course, it's kind of like this is also in a way asking for help from the universe, from the people that are out there, from my Lord up above, and just kind of putting it all out there, hoping it will work itself out, right? So the goal in this video is going to be to discuss where I would like to see us all be in 5 years. And that's really starting with the people that are in my inner circle, so my family. 5 years from now, I hope that Erica and I are doing better than ever. Our communication is continuing to kick ass or do good, right? Excuse my language. Our communication is doing good. We continue to agree on the things that we're working on. We continue to work together and collaborate on our family, our future, our business opportunities. And I hope that we're just stronger than ever. Hopefully, we're both still very heavily involved in the church and just everything that has to do with our kids. Okay, our oldest son, fun part is he's going into his senior year of high school. So 5 years from now, he will be 22, which means he will be hopefully theoretically at the age where he can be graduating from college. If he does that, which we're talking about that right now, or he is going to be completed with his training for whatever it is he wants to do for like after college, and hopefully looking at his full-time profession for that period of his life. I'm not the guy that believes you have to have a career, even though I know that, I mean, I had a career, I have a career, but I also believe there's multiple opportunities in this world for you to find success. And that's my hope for him. My hope for him is that he can continue to grow in life and find things that make him excited, inspired, and interested, and that me and my wife, me and his mom, can be part of that journey. And then our younger son, 5 years from now, he's going to be going into his junior year of high school. So I hope that he's had just an awesome time at middle school. I hope he's continued to make friends and continue to do good things and play sports. And hopefully he comes to the high school I work at. Just saying that it's okay if he chooses not to, though. I wouldn't mind that. I appreciate that he gets to make the choices that he wants to make for his journey, and me and his mom will both support him in that. But 5 years from now, he'll be about to turn 16 years old and getting ready to get his license and hopefully getting ready to enjoy it. I think it'll be his senior year of high school. So that's very exciting for 5 years from now. I really hope just to see both my sons 5 years from now doing real good and feeling real strong. And you know why this matters? I mean, God, it matters for so many reasons, but life is just so short. It goes by so fast that I just feel like if you don't have targets for the next 5 years, uh, maybe you're missing opportunities to kind of do your best to control where the flow of the energy is going. When I work with people and I talk to them about their own future, when I was in the Navy, I used to say I mentor 2 pay grades ahead, right? I always mentor 2 pay grades ahead, and that almost always equaled out to 5 years. Now, in the civilian world, when I mentor either my cadets, myself, my children, I'm almost always looking at 5 years as my time span, if you will, and this is my 5 year time span for my family. And then, of course, the enemy gets a vote. Of course, the enemy gets a vote, but this is if I have my way, and if God willing, right? And if the universe works with me and my Lord works with me and my faith is on track and the work that we do is together is on track, hopefully that's where we'll be at in 5 years from now. And so the boys and my wife, hopefully we're all doing great things. Uh, looking down to my battalion, so my Vanguard High School and Navy Junior ROTC, man, 5 years from now, I hope that we are, knocking on the door of 200 cadets that want to be not just in the program, but like competitively involved. Not to the point where it's bad, but healthy competition. I once heard, forget where I learned it from, that Joe Campa, this was a former Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, said that no true Chief Petty Officer should ever feel threatened by another true chief. They should feel inspired, right? And I've carried that with me my entire career. I would like for my cadets to be inspired by each other and to want to be competitive for opportunities to compete, whether it's going to be on the field meet team or the orienteering team or the marksmanship team or the academic team or in the different platoon commander position or assignments or battalion staff assignments. Right now, it feels like there's 185 people in the program, but only about 60 cadets, which is fine, right? It's fine, but I would like there to be 200 students in the program, and let's make it 100 cadets. That would be awesome. And what I mean by that is just 100 students that are all actively involved in the program and want to be involved with it for throughout their high school journey. That'd be an awesome goal. I want to see my friend come down and possibly take the role as the senior naval science instructor. So, as instructors, there's typically officers and then enlisted. So I'm a retired Navy Master Chief Petty Officer. So I'm one of the enlisted instructors. And a shipmate of mine, a friend of mine, a peer of mine is the chief that I work with. And then our officer is currently about to retire. And so I'm currently working with a friend of mine to come down and fill that position. And I think that if that happens, then we'll just continue to build on the synergy that we have already. And we will be building a program that's going to be just amazing for these cadets and for the city of Ocala, which is our community. We primarily cover, I would say, the north side of Ocala. That's Vanguard's territory, if you will, even though you kind of get kids all over because of different magnet programs like the IB program or the football program. I would like 5 years from now for our ROTC program to almost be a magnet. People are going to choose to want to come to Vanguard because they want to be a part of the Navy Junior ROTC program because of the quality of leaders that we're developing and that we are helping usher out into the community, out into the higher levels of education, and out into the workforce, right? If I had my way, that's a vision that I have for the Vanguard High School Navy Junior ROTC Knights Battalion. I also want us to be more heavily involved in the community. I would like for the community to think of us and call us. Hey, we need to get the Vanguard High School Knights Battalion involved in this event. I would like for us to become a relevant resource for them, as well as our color guard, not just for picking up trash and things like that, but other types of events as well. How do we get there? Well, I think we just got to keep working our way into opportunities, right? And keep making friends and keep building relationships that people will recognize that when you support Vanguard Knights, the Knights Battalion, that when we go compete places around the state, we are representing for all of Ocala and Marion County because we're the only ones that do that in our area, right? Yes, you've got a school down on Crystal River. Yes, you've got some folks up in Gainesville, but in Marion County, Vanguard is the only Navy school. And I'm not overly concerned with us being number 1 or 2 or 3, even though it's great when we get there. I want our cadets to be competitive. Just be competitive. Let everyone know that we take it personal, we take it serious, we put our best foot forward, and we're okay if it's not always our turn to get the trophy or to get the win, because that's not the point. The point is about the practice, the journey, the experience, and building these teams that have so much more to show than just some trophies that we all leave behind. On the reverse, what I've seen in my first 3 years is that when we have that energy, we get some trophies, right? So hey, it never hurts to get some validation from your hard work. And that's, if I could have my way for the Knights, for my cadets, is to see them continue to grow in the successes of the past 3 years. I would love to see my cadets graduate, all go on to do whatever their plan was, right? So we have a real plan for life after high school, and they go do that plan, and then come back maybe in a period of time after some time, but they come back and they reinvest in the Knights Battalion, and they reinvest in the future of the other cadets that are coming up. I think that can really be helpful for us as we're building a long-term team here. I've now been here for 3 years. I'm 47 now, about to turn 48. Got here when I was 45, and I have, easily quite a while left in me. I love working there because these kids keep you young, right? And as my kids continue to grow up and go on with their life, every year there's going to be a new freshman class that comes in that's 14, 15. And so that, I think that'll keep me young. And that matters to me. I want to be healthy and able to move around, still wear my uniforms, and not lose control of certain things in my life. Part of that discipline is helpfully maintained by being out there with those kids and always moving around with that schedule. I lost a friend the last few days who unfortunately died from heart failure in his early 50s. And unfortunately, for a lot of us that do a career in the military, my friend was retired Navy. He did 26 years in the Navy and hasn't even been retired for 5 years yet. And unfortunately, his heart just gave out on him. A lot of us are in those positions because we put so much stress on our body throughout the years, and I'm trying my best to reverse that. I want to do my best to help manage my eating, manage not drinking alcohol anymore. I quit smoking in 2018, and it wasn't really because of my health that I quit smoking, but that's a positive benefit. Why did I quit? Honestly, I don't even know. I just quit. Just one day I didn't want to do it anymore, right? And that was only really smoking at work or on the ship. I wasn't really smoking at home anymore because when my oldest son was born, we stopped that around the house because we didn't want that to be around the kids. And now, no issues, right? And so just wanting to have longevity. My dad passed away when he was 73. And so my hope is I want to beat that. That is my goal. My goal is to be healthy and happy and move past 73 with strength and power. And my older son and my age gap is the same as my dad and my age gap. And so I want to get past 73. 80 would be great. That'd be dope, right? See my kids grow up and do good things. See my cadets grow up and do good things. I can't wait till my cadets graduate and I see them at the football games in the future with their families. And I want it all to be a collective. I want to find ways for us to work together in the city of Ocala, in the Marion County community, to continue to find success, especially when we pour so much into each other and we have these relationships. And so those are all what I hope to see be positive byproducts from this ROTC experience that I'm currently getting the chance to just pour into, which is my blast. I'm getting ready this weekend, to take about 22 of my cadets up to the basic leadership training camp. So on Monday, I'm driving the school bus up and I'm taking over 20 cadets with me, and we're going to do a 5-day sleepaway camp at an Army training base about an hour north of here. And these experiences are what really makes it valuable for these cadets, because they get the chance to get away from their families, so they get a little bit of freedom, but then they also get immersed in the structure of this basic leadership camp where you've got cadets coming from all over Florida, Georgia, Alabama. You've got all kinds of leadership positions, which are cadets. I've got 6 cadets put in leadership positions, so they get the chance to be leaders of other cadets from across the state that they don't know. And then I've got, about 17 cadets that are going to be immersed into these other different platoons and going through all the experiences of the week. And what's good about this is they're going to bring back all of this experience to the rest of the battalion. So my first year here, we did nothing like this. My second year here, I got some cadets to go to Leadership Academy, I believe. And then and last year, I was able to stumble into this, and I was able to get about 12 cadets to this leadership camp that I just kind of found out about. This year, taking more than that, and we're a major part of the planning and the preparation and the execution of this leadership camp. And I hope to continue to grow. And next year, maybe take 30 cadets to the leadership camp. Why does this matter? Because it's those times, these experiences that will help them be better in the long run. So it's very exciting. Looking forward to it a lot. Of course, people, well, is it going to be the funnest? It's going to be fun for me, right? Sleeping in an old Army barracks. I've taken my own sheets, got my own blankets, got my own pillows. Just give me a bed, give me a room somewhere. That's all Gary needs. I'm not asking for a whole lot. It's about the experience. It's about these kids, but I promise you, they're going to have fun, and they're going to be better leaders for having this experience. Okay, so covered my family, my wife, my two boys. Covered my battalion, my Knights battalion, which is, I'll be very honest with you, they are arguably my number two priority. My number one priority is my family, myself. My number two priority is my battalion, my cadets. Number three, now this is going to be Wise Leadership Solutions. This is the brand that kind of got this whole thing going with the content. This is my leadership space where I want to continue to pour into the corporate sector of my community. I've gotten years and years of organizational leadership experience. When I got my education throughout my career in the Navy, my associates was applied marine engineering because I was a damage controlman in the Navy, right? I was a shipboard engineer. I got my bachelor's in fire science. Again, shipboard firefighter, first responder, did that for 16 years in the Navy. But when I got my master's degree, I went for organizational leadership. And I did that because it wasn't about getting the best job when I got out of the Navy and going to get some high paying position. I actually knew I was probably going to do ROTC. And so I got the education because I wanted to be the best command master chief that I could be. And I knew that that's what I was going to apply for next in my career. So when I got my master's, it was because I went back to school during my shore duty as a Master Chief, DC Master Chief, when I was working at Surface Warfare Officer School in Norfolk. I went back to school, got my master's in organizational leadership because I wanted to be the best CMC that I could be for my commanding officer, for my executive officer, for my chief's mess, and for my sailors, right? And really for myself and my family. I just wanted to do the best job possible. Well, once I finished that education, which was super, super inspiring and very, very helpful and very, very strategically perspective altering, I was able to then go to the USS Ashland as the CMC and implement all the things that I'd always wanted to see done and see them become very effective. I was able to go to 7th Fleet Staff as a CMC and see all the things that I knew to be right start to take hold and start to work. And then Naval Base Guam, of course, right? I was able to go there and for that 3-year period, working with my COs, working with my XOs, working with the senior enlisted leaders from across all the branches, right? See how we can better improve organizations. And then I was able to retire from the Navy, come to the Knights Battalion, and get there with 2/3 of the instructors leaving, just me coming in. Well, another instructor came in that he quit halfway through the school year, and me and the commander have been able to just re-energize, reinvigorate, use all the same tools that I used in the Navy to now bring so much cool success to the Knights Battalion. So I got all this experience, and I'm feeling this urge that I've got to share it, right? But that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to figure out what's the best ways for me to connect with leaders I would like to say locally, especially here in Ocala, North Central Florida, to best support them by assessing their organizational leadership abilities, looking at their management people, looking at their executives, giving them an assessment of their synergies, their 360s, what they're doing right, what they're doing possibly not as good as they would like to be doing, and then giving them recommendations to go forward. Don't know where that's going to go. Looking forward to helping people, but I've also got to manage, being a husband, being a dad, being an instructor, pretty much 10 to 11 months out of the year, and only having some off time here and there to work it out. But if I have a goal for Wise Leadership Solutions in the next 5 years, here's the goal. I would like to start at least seeing me make more money with Wise Leadership Solutions than I'm investing into the program myself, right? Because right now we're investing into it and we're really not seeing the turnarounds. But here's the fun fact. I'm not doing it for the money, man. I don't even care. The money is not my inspiration or my motivation. Never has been, probably never will be, because I know that money is just a representation of trading time and value. I believe that will come when it needs to come. But for now, the goal is to continue to build the network, build the energy, build the resume, and look for people that would like to get some help. So if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you would like to get some of this inspiration or some of this energy or take advantage of my years of experience, I would love to come serve you and your team. Get after me, right? Come talk to me. We'll figure it out. But that's Wise Leadership Solutions. And that's actually the business that me and my wife run together. Now, I've got the Wise Leadership Solutions, where it's the organizational leadership piece of it, and that's one of my favorite hobbies is organizational leadership. I've also got this space where I love working with these kids. I really have a connection with them because of my story, right? Because of my adoption story, and then my moving every year throughout all of elementary school and middle school, my criminal background as a juvenile delinquent, right? My high school, my dropping out of high school and getting my GED, and then getting my high school diploma, and then joining the military, and then doing all these things throughout my career. Now being a father and now being a teacher of high school kids, there's really a good synergy there between me and the cadets. So much so that when I wrote the book, Own Your Journey, it was because I wanted to encapsulate, if you will, some of the areas I'm most concerned for them as they get ready to leave high school. And I want them to be able to reach back into that book and be like, if I had MC again for a day, here's some of the stuff he would talk about. And that's me at the end of every school year. I'm like freaking out trying to talk to the kids that may not be here again next year. If I had to tell you anything, here's the areas I want you to focus on, right? And you just, after 4 years with somebody, 3, 4 years, you really do have a connection. And that's why I wrote that book. And I want to continue feeding into that space. I think the next book I write is going to be probably geared towards the parents, right? Because not a lot of the parents are super involved in the program, and I don't blame them for that. I think I would like to build that. If I could build more parent involvement, I see the band, what they have going on. I see other programs, so they got a lot of parent involvement. I would like to build that because I will tell you, as a father who gets the chance to do these things with my son, it really does build a bond. And I can better understand what's going on in his social life and his personal positions. And I recognize that we're becoming friends, right? He's not just my son, but we're becoming friends. And as an adult, when he grows up, I would love for him to choose to be my friend, right? Sometimes you recognize with family, you don't always have to really be friends. You might love each other, but you not be friends. I would love to have my sons want to be friendly with me and my wife as we all get older together, right? And want to figure out ways to find value together in life. And I want that with all my cadets, to be honest. I would love to figure out ways for us to continue to work opportunities together as a community. We could do a lot of probably really strong things in Ocala if we keep continuing to work it out. And so that's one of my goals. The Words from the Wise podcast is something that I'm doing as a part of Wise Leadership Solutions. But the idea there is just sharing information with two of my buddies that are local here. I got Chris Cahill, Navy or Marine Corps veteran, who was in my men's group for like a year, and it just really inspires me. I love talking to him about stuff. He has really great perspectives, and I enjoy spending my time in that community space. And then Jeremy Moore, who's a retired Navy chief, his son's in my ROTC program. And again, he's local, and I know he's just someone that when we connect, when we communicate, I feel that synergy there, and it gives me that space to almost have my men's group that I look for, but I get to do it virtually and share it with the world, which I think is value added, and they're both into the same things that I'm into, which is helpful. And we'll see where it goes. I mean, I started the YouTube channel. Oh man, what is it? It's June, so I think I started it all like in February, March, and we're at 95 subscribers right now. So 95, almost to 100. Don't know what that means. If you're listening to the sound of my voice and you like the energy, you like the content, you like what I'm putting out there, thank you. Please subscribe. At some point, this might open up a revenue stream for us. Anything is just going to open up another way for us to, we all like to give training. We all like to share our thoughts with the world. And I like to hear thoughts back. So please subscribe, please comment, please give me your ideas. And, I love sharing my energy with the world, and I hope you enjoy hearing it. So that's words from the wise. We'll keep that going, and we'll see where that comes from. We looked at doing an online leadership academy. Not quite sure how I feel about that part. I developed a couple leadership development lessons already. One for like a first line leader, one for like a baseline leader. Don't know if I'm going to advertise those or not. Use some virtual avatars, if you will, because I didn't want them all to have my face and my voice. But it's all my content, right? And we'll see. I might just do the videos and call it a day and be happy with that. And then try to work with real people when it comes to doing the leadership development piece. But you never know. I've got a few partners here in Ocala that have some really interesting ideas, and I'm looking forward to working with them. I like to play my position almost as much as I like to be the one in the lead. Both are really good for me. And so thank you very much if anybody watches those videos, or they like and subscribe, or you listen to the podcast. The final piece of this video is, again, this is my 5-year plan, or places I would like to be in 5 years. I want to be in the real estate space. I want to be in the space where my businesses and my team are able to do multiple things. So for example, I'm still going to be a high school NJROTC instructor. I'm still going to be a husband, a father, and doing all of those things. I'm still going to be an organizational leadership expert / person of interest / somebody who wants to help you and your team. I'm also going to be generating the leadership content. But at some point, I'm going to reopen Sage Real Estate Solutions, which was my real estate company that I opened up a year ago. I shut it up this year because honestly, it wasn't time. It was time to go into the leadership space, right? Which I listen, God calls and I listen and I go forward, right? But I do know that at some point I'm going to get back into the real estate space. I have a very, 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 very deep feeling that in Ocala in particular, there is a lot of space for me to operate there, and for my team, my people, my cadets, my family, my friends, my community, where we can really get into buying these older homes that are single family homes that we can reinvest into them. We can renovate them, and then we can provide good quality homes for people to rent and to live in. And then we would have the ability to grow a business that's going to cover the renovation. So I've got the construction piece. I'm going to have the people that are managing the property managers or the realtors or the real estate people. I'm going to have the people that are going to help me to find the deals and to finance the deals and to just begin to build a value that's investing in our community, that's going to build a team that's going to give opportunity for a lot of us. And one of my goals, this might be more than 5 years, but as we've got a Hilton downtown or a nice venue in Ocala, someday I want us to have a holiday party there with all the people from our team and everyone I want to come to the party. I don't want anybody to be worried about their paycheck, i.e., we're all going to be happy with what we're doing and what we're getting for our time. That's a vision of mine, right? And everyone's going to be there, from people that are involved in the ROTC battalion, from people that are from my family, from people that are involved with Wise Leadership Solutions, or Words from the Wise, or Sage Real Estate, or any of those conglomerate of things, right? That is the vision, man. I want to grow into that space in Ocala, and I'm 48 now. God, it's going to be interesting to see where are we at, by the time I'm 70, right? That's kind of the vision. So I just, today, I just really felt drawn to put this video out there and to just share it, not just with the world, but also just to have it on the channel and to put it in a space that people could see it, look at it, connect with it, hopefully want to sign up for the journey, because this is where I'm at right now, early June 2025. Let's see where we go. All right. So thank you very much for anybody who watches these videos. Thank you very much to my family for your support, to my wife, to my kids, to my cadets, to my community, to Chris and to Jeremy, and to just anybody, to Elgin, right? And to Gia, anyone that's helping us figure this thing out. Thank you. And let's get it. And that's what I have for today. So I appreciate y'all, and hope y'all have a blessed evening. All right. Bye.